Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or as we like to call it, our little corner of the internet, which I love so very much. We're going to go ahead and get right to it today. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day and feeling great. Without further ado, let's go.
This is the video called the Kumburgaz video, which is a close-up of a craft, so close that you can see the occupants. It is 100% real, and I was there as that was filmed.
The whole footage has been analyzed for a more scientific board for 2.5 weeks, frame by frame, pixel by pixel, and this is 100% genuine footage.
Yeah, so that's kind of nuts. I don't know what you want to think about it, but it's the Kumburgaz footage. It's one of the most mysterious real UFO footages ever recorded. You can even see who's inside, as they say. And it definitely clearly looks like a little alien. Would I call it ultimate proof? I'm not so sure that I could call anything ultimate proof at this point, but let's look this up really quick. Kumburgaz video. It's pretty popular. It's been floating around for a bit. People have asked if it's ever been debunked. It really can't be. The origins, I'm not really sure. It says, having seen the quality of the original video, it would not be possible to extract this level of detail from the footage. So somebody is saying it's not true. Someone else is saying that it's been enhanced, and it can be. I don't know. It's one of those things that you're never going, even if it is real, you're never going to get 100% of people to say that it is. It's just not possible, because there will always be naysayers. I don't know, because let's even say that you couldn't zoom in and see the actual creatures inside, and the craft part is the only part that's real. I mean, honestly, who cares what's inside? The craft itself looks pretty otherworldly. So I don't know. Don't know. Love to hear what you guys think. I'm sure there are people who know more about this specific footage than I do. It just popped across my screen for the first time. So let me know what you think. And in the meantime, we've got more.
This footage was captured by NASA. A small object enters from the right side of the screen and travels slowly across the curvature of the Earth. Initially, some thought this was just debris or a satellite, but as it reached the middle of the screen, it suddenly stops and seems to hover for a moment. The object remains stationary for several seconds. Then, without warning, it suddenly rises upward. After rising and then hovering again, the object suddenly moves off at high speed to the left of the screen.
Yeah, so this is another one I'm sure people are going to say is not real, blah, blah, blah. I don't even know why I say that. It's just we all know. There will always be people that say everything is not real. There will always be people that say that something is CGI or doctored in some way. It's just always going to be. Just always going to be. I'll tell you that the sketchiest part to me about this entire video is nothing more than the fact that NASA is who filmed it. That is the part that makes me question it, because I'm not so sure that NASA is the kind of place that wants to show you real aircrafts like this. Like, I just don't know. I kind of think that NASA is just one other part of, like, one little cog in the machine of the narrative, if you want the truth. So just because they're supposed to be our experts in outer space does not mean that they are the most disclosure oriented people or that they really want anyone to know anything. So I'm not really sure what to think, but it is really interesting, and there's a lot of really interesting things like this out there, really. So let me know what you think again. This is kind of unrelated and a little random, but haven't heard anything about Ellen DeGeneres in a while, so here you go.
So I have been posting my thoughts and my stance on this, but I haven't spoken directly because I don't know what to say. I am so sad, and I am so angry, and I know I'm not going to say the right thing. I know that there are going to be a lot of people who are going to be in disagreement with what I say, but I have a platform and I have a voice, and I have always stood for equality. I have always wanted to be the voice for people who felt like they didn't have a voice, because I know what that feels like. And maybe you don't agree with how it's coming out, but you have to understand it, and then we can heal it. I'm just so sorry that it's come to this. I really don't know what to say other than this has gone on way, 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 way too long. People have gotten away with murder, and that's what's happening. So we've got to see fairness, and we've got to see justice for all, because right now this is not a fair world. Not at all. I don't know if it will ever be completely fair, but we have a long way to go to even get close to being fair. And if you don't understand this, then you have never felt like you weren't heard or you weren't equal. But if you've ever felt that, magnify it and see what's happening. And let's send a whole bunch of love out there and try to find some peace and some communication in this.
I'm going to get a lot of hate for this because I think that my feelings about Ellen are not the same as a lot of people. I think very many people have been quick to dismiss her and have been very quick to kind of hate her, and I don't agree with any sort of diva actions. I don't agree if there was anything that she had to do with the P. Diddy thing or anything like that. I don't agree with any of that. I don't agree with anybody getting hurt or being treated unfairly, but I also see all of the good that she did for the world. She really, really, really did make millions of people feel not alone and make them feel a part of something. And I'm one of those people, and obviously I don't know her personally, but I know that there were really hard times, and her show or her clips made me smile or made me feel better, and that was real. Regardless of whatever else, that was real. And it's hard for me to just completely turn my back on her in that way, you know? I also believe that people are worthy of other chances and being forgiven, because people do things out of character and people act a certain way and then wake up. And I think that why turn your back on people and for the rest of their lives for a mistake? I don't think that that's fair, especially if they have a good heart and especially if they want to do better and be good people. You know? You don't turn your back on people when they want to be better, because you don't give them the chance to be better or do any of the good that they have potential to do in this world by turning your back on them or passing judgment that I don't know this person. You know, I don't know her. I don't know her story. I don't know the truth about anything. I really don't know anything about anything. All I know is how I felt. And I didn't work for her, so I wasn't treated poorly, and I didn't go to Diddy parties, so I don't know what happened there. I don't know anything about her involvement in it. All I know is that there was a long period of time when she fought for equality, when she fought for people to have a voice, when she fought for people to have a place in this world who felt like they didn't. And I don't feel that I am in any sort of godlike position to say you don't deserve another chance. And if she genuinely wants to be a better person, if she genuinely learned from this, and people are going to be like, oh, she only learned because she got caught. No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. I think people can be good people. And I'm going to go ahead and say if she gets a comeback, I'll stand by her, because I think she has a lot of good to do in this world. And that's going to be my 2 cents. And I'm so sorry for anybody who unsubscribes because of it. But that is 100% how I feel. So that's all. And now let's learn about the Miami Mall incident, because we certainly haven't heard enough about that.
My God, the phone. No, are you seeing this? Yo, holy shit. Oh, hold on. Yo. Dude.
Okay, so of course, this is another one of those things you could be like, oh, that's some sort of graphic images. I don't know, somebody made that or whatever. And how many times do we hear somebody who came out with some information just suddenly went missing? I don't know if they're missing. I don't even know who this is. All I know is that some stuff went down that day, and I am 100% inclined to disbelieve that this had anything to do with some sort of gang activity or anything like that, because I'm telling you, the second that I saw that aerial footage of all of those police officers, when has any gang violence elicited that many cops to show up and completely barricade a space? And there's no footage? You're telling me of all the mall, there's no footage? We live in a world of pure channels based on Ring cameras. We all have surveillance, and especially at a public place like a Miami gigantic mall. Not one piece of footage of what went down there. I don't believe that. Come on. You cannot believe everything that you see or hear. You cannot. And this is a perfect example. And whether that's real footage or whether any of it's real, I don't know. But all I know is something very strange went on that day that doesn't add up to gang violence. There would just be so much more information. Everything seems to be so hush-hush on this, and it's so bizarre to me. And I can't stop thinking about it. No matter how much time goes by, I can't. Every time something pops up on this, I'm just so, I don't know, in disbelief. I just don't know. I don't know.
Footage is truly bizarre.
This is bizarre.
A group of friends were playing a game outside around sundown. One of them was filming while two others stood close together. One guy had his index finger extended and the other was holding it tightly. The one holding the finger counted to 3, and as soon as he finished, the guy with the extended finger quickly pulled it away. But then something strange happened. When you look at their shadows on the ground, you can still see one hand holding the other's finger, even though in real life their hands had already separated. The shadow seemed delayed. It lingered in that connected position for a few seconds before catching up and separating. I've seen clips of people playing this game before, and this phenomenon seems to happen often. It's clearly not a hoax, so the question is, what is this game and how is this even possible?
I have a possible debunking for this, but I don't think it's true. I really think this is just some weird Peter Pan stuff, okay? But a possible debunking for it is if the way the light is coming down, it's not actually their shadows that you're seeing. It's somebody else who's reflecting as though it seems like it's them. Do you know what I'm saying? So where the light is dependent on, will make where their shadow lands. So if they are doing the finger thing and there's a light right above them, the shadow is going to be on the ground. If it's on the side of them, it's going to be at that angle. If it's, you know what I'm saying, like where the light source is from will determine where that shadow lands. So it could be that where the light is not actually reflecting on them at all. And there's another set of people doing the same thing at the same time, and that's what's being reflected behind them. But with that being said, I still kind of think it's real. I still think it's real. One time I went to this bookstore called Bull Moose, and it's in Maine, and they had all these used books and stuff, and I need to find this book because I don't know where it is, but it's just this tiny little book, and it's full of all these crazy games, like light as a feather, stiff as a board, like those types of, or like Bloody Mary with the mirror. It's full of those, but a ton of them you've never heard of before. A ton of them, and it shows you exactly how to do it, and it is really scary. I've never done anything in it, but I bought it because it was so interesting. This could be another one of those things. I don't know.
We have a crazy video coming out of Lancaster, California, captured on the night of March 10th, 2025. And honestly, you're probably not going to see this on the news. This is actually captured by a couple of residents who are claiming to have seen a UFO being transported down the road. Now, what they heard was a loud boom in the sky, so they went outside to investigate, and this is what they saw. What appears to be a massive unidentified object being transported down the road. Now, it's covered up, so we can't tell what it is, but it does look like some sort of craft. Now, the question we have to ask, is this a downed UFO? Is it ours, or is it something other? Take a look at this footage and tell me what you think.
Oh no, that's a UFO.
I will say it's a little odd that the lights would be on, but maybe they don't know how to turn them off. I don't know. It looks really strange. It's clearly great efforts to keep it under wraps, but it's huge. It's huge. And with the wave of all those drones and everything like that, and I mean, people are gonna start shooting that stuff down. Because notice that we just kind of don't hear about that anymore, as though it stopped. But I don't think it stopped at all. And what I think is this is something that either landed or got shot down, and they don't want anybody to see it. But I'll tell you, that is huge. They said some of those things were car size, bus size. Well, that was a bus size craft there, my friends. So don't know. I'm sure we won't hear anything else about it. But there it is. Someone had a cell phone and caught it. Theories welcome. I'm putting this in there for some of you, but I don't want to get into an argument. And that's where I'm going to leave it.
If there is a dome above us, which there appears to be, then that would explain why rainbows are shaped the way they're shaped. That would explain why rockets do this. And not only are rockets always curving, but it looks as though they're hydroplaning. It looks as though they're hitting a body of water and water is splattering out. They're hitting the firmament. It's always been right in front of us. While we're traveling through the solar system in space at 1.3 million miles an hour. And the best part, every night the stars are in the same place. It's like magic. It's like Photoshop. No water's flying off the planet, by the way. The oceans are fine. Even though water always finds its level, the oceans are fine. And we're taught about gravity and we're taught about all these things. So I want to talk a little bit about something that is there in plain view in all theologies and ancient cultures. There's a concept, but it's not taught in school. I wonder why.
Okay. I have feelings on this that I've talked about, but I'll give you this one. I will give you this one, okay? Get ready, because it's the only one I'm going to give you. Why are rainbows curved? Because if you look at prisms and the way that that kind of thing works, you know? Okay. So that's all I'm going to say. You're never going to hear me ask it again. Let the arguments commence. Here's the good clip of the day. I will read it. It says, my father-in-law rescued a baby fox, nursed her back to health, and released her once she was grown. But every morning and evening, she returns to play with the dogs that she bonded with. Precious. So here are the dogs and the fox and the hound, if you will.
but the fox is closest to Clay.
I was one.
Finally got something to play with. See how fast she is?
That is just so sweet. The bond that animals can develop with each other, even when they're not the same species, it's incredible. And you see it over and over again through these specialized animal Instagrams of people who rescue wild animals and they become domesticated. And it's so sweet. It really is. Honestly, that fox loves those dogs more than some of my cats love my dogs. So it's pretty amazing. And with that being said, that's all I've got for you today. But I will be back tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day for all time minus weekends. So I will see you then. I hope everybody has a fantastic day and night. And I hope everyone's feeling well. And I hope you hug the people that you love. Pet your animals extra, extra. Give them the attention that they love and need. Call your grandparents. Love your parents. And just be nice to everyone because that's all we need in this world right now. And I hope that you do it. And I just want you to know that you're awesome. And in case anybody hasn't told you that today, now they have. So have a lovely day. See you tomorrow. Adios.